You probably visualize every day or sometimes even twice a day. And maybe you've tried some of the manifestation techniques like congratulations technique or scripting or even the eavesdropping technique. But your desires still haven't showed up yet. How do I know? Because that was me. I would visualize daily, sometimes twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, right before I go to bed during set states. And yet my manifestation would take forever to show up. And it wasn't until that I learned about this powerful manifestation formula that I realized the crucial piece that I've been missing. And it's very likely you've also missed this important piece, which is your inner conversations. Now, I'm not talking about just surface level positive affirmations like I am capable, I am wealthy. This goes way deeper. So this is what Neville Goddard refers to as the inner talking method. And ever since I found out about the missing piece, I've personally used this method to manifest my desires in as little as 10 days and as quickly as 6 days, sometimes even instantly. Yes, that's right, instantly. You see, there's actually a formula to manifestation. And once you understand it, your manifestation will come so much faster. And this is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video. Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about why your manifestations might be taking longer to show up, even though you're doing all the right techniques and you're visualizing. Here's the truth. Manifestation doesn't stop when you finish visualizing, when you open your eyes. Neville Goddard taught us this, that your inner conversations, those silent thoughts and dialects that you have with yourself all day long is what truly creates your realities. And I know some of you that are watching this video might be thinking, do I talk to myself? Yeah, you just did it. You get the idea. Now, think about this. Have you ever had thoughts like this? Such like, I need to work hard for money, or money is hard to earn, or maybe that you think it's hard to get clients. Do you see what you're doing here? You're unconsciously pushing your desires away by having opposing thoughts throughout your day. So even though you visualize perfectly for 5 minutes in the morning, and the other 23 hours of your day are filled with doubts or complaints or contradictory thoughts, you're unknowingly sabotaging your manifestations and therefore delaying them from coming. Let me know if that makes sense and if you know what I'm talking about those inner chatters. So how do you overcome this inner chatter so you can manifest faster? That's exactly what I'm going to be showing you today. And this is the same technique that I teach my coaching students, the 2 ways on how to become aware of your inner conversations so you can shift them immediately. But first, I want to introduce you to this magic formula, which is I squared plus AMC equals your manifestation. What does I squared stands for? I squared is imagination intensified. This is when you go into your imagination and you will visualize your wish fulfilled. Regardless of what technique you use, you can use the congratulation technique, you can use the ladder technique, it doesn't matter. As long as you feel the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now, AMC stands for aligned mental conversation. This is when throughout your day, your inner talking, the silent thoughts and self-dialogue in your mind, when it matches the reality of your fulfilled desire. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say that your goal is having a thriving 7-figure business. And in the morning, you would visualize, yourself as a successful entrepreneur. You feel the excitement the confidence, and then the freedom of having a successful business. But as the day goes on, your thoughts start to creep in. Oh, either I'm too old to start the business, or who want to buy from me, or where am I going to get clients? Or maybe you have the thought that, oh, the economy is bad. You read somewhere in the news, and now you're thinking, oh, the business are shutting down. And later on, when you're at a grocery store, you're deciding between either buying an organic produce or a regular produce. And you think to yourself, oh, that's too expensive, the organic one. Even though it's just $3 more, I'll go with the cheaper option. I want you to pause for a second. If today you were already the 7-figure entrepreneur having successful business, and if you truly embody that version of yourself, would you be stressing about the $3 difference? Probably not. And that's the key. You see, your inner conversations in that moment, it's not aligned with the version of yourself who already has your desires. And this is where most people go wrong. This is why their manifestation feels slow. Do you see this? You can visualize in the morning, but if your conversations is not in alignment, that's why your manifestation is coming slow. And it's not about doing the technique for 5 minutes in the morning. What matters the most is maintaining the feeling of the wish fulfilled throughout your day. Predominantly aligning your thoughts, your inner dialect, with your desired reality. And once you master this, you'll notice how quickly your manifestations start to unfold in your physical world.
Talking to oneself is a habit everyone indulges in. We could no more stop talking to ourselves than we could stop eating and drinking. All that we can do is control the nature and the direction of our inner conversations. Most of us are totally unaware of the fact that our inner conversations are the causes of the circumstances of our life.
So that quote is from his lecture, Mental Diet. And I want to quickly break down what Neville meant by inner conversations, because it's not just the words that you consciously say to yourself, it's actually a combination of 4 things. Number 1, conscious words. These are the things that you actively, consciously say to yourself. Things like, I am wealthy, I'm successful, including affirmations that you continuously say to yourself. Number 2, these are the unconscious beliefs. These are the deep-rooted thoughts that you don't even realize on a conscious level that you've been holding. For example, you would say things like, I'm wealthy, but unconsciously, you believe that you don't deserve wealth or you don't feel worthy of wealth, and that creates an inner conflict. The third thing is feelings. Neville always said, feeling is the secret. And your inner talk carries an emotional charge. If you say things like, I'm successful, but you feel doubt or fear, the feeling will always win. Number 4, assumptions. And these are the truth you take for granted without even questioning them. For example, if you assume nothing ever works out for you, that becomes the reality. That becomes the background script that influences everything in your life. Now that you know what inner conversations are, we're ready to move into how you can start aligning your mental conversations, your AMC, so they match your desired realities. So step 1 is you want to become aware of your inner conversations. So write this down. Step 1 is awareness. You see, awareness is always the first step to change because you cannot change something if you're not aware of it. So throughout your day, start to pay attention to the thoughts that are running through your mind. And you can ask yourself this simple yet very powerful question. Does this thought help me move towards my goal? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then you can continue to think about it because it aligns with your desires. And if the answer is no, then you can reject it. And most of the time, it's no. So this is the time when you move on to step 2. Step 2. I like to call it the flip the script. This is where you want to start replacing any limiting thoughts or inner conversations that you have within your mind with the ones that align with your desired realities throughout your days. So what you want to do is you want to take out a piece of paper and you want to put a cross down in the middle, just like this. And then on the left-hand side, you want to put down limiting beliefs, any thoughts that are opposing to your desired outcome. And then on the right-hand side, you want to write down empowering beliefs, so the positive side. Okay? And I want to give you an example. So let's use the example that we talked about earlier in the video, which is, okay, so you have this belief that you want to start a business, but you think you're too old, right? That's the inner conversation that you have in your mind. So when you ask yourself, does that thought help you towards your goal? The answer is no, right? So you reject it. And then you will come down and you write it here. And on the right-hand side, this is when you want to question yourself. You want to ask yourself this question. Is this really true? Do I know anybody who actually started business later on in life and became successful? Yes, there are many, many stories. One is the KFC owner, which is the Colonel Sanders, who founded KFC at 62 years old. Also, Vera Wang, she was the one who launched her bridal fashion empire at age 40. And also, I believe the owner of McDonald's started in his late 50s. You see? And so you can come up with examples like this. So this is what I would like you to write on the right-hand side, is things like, I actually know people who started business late, right? So you can say things like the polar opposite. Make sure you put down anything that's opposing to this limiting beliefs. Okay, let's continue. I want to give you some other examples. Okay, so the second example is if you think about how hard it is to get clients, right? Unconsciously, even though you want to have a successful business, even though you want to have many clients coming in. So this disempowering thought that's contradictory to your desire. Okay, so write this down. Clients are hard to get. Okay, and the polar opposite of that. So let's go ahead and create an empowering belief. Example could be, clients are already seeking me, right? And you can put down that I'm ready to serve them. And I easily attract clients, my ideal clients to me. I just love the word easily and effortlessly, okay? In the affirmations, okay? There you go. So that's the second example. The third example is the how, right? Like I said, a lot of people get caught up on the how. How am I going to do this? How am I going to make this happen? How am I going to attract the clients? And this is one of my favorite ones because my clients always get caught up on this. So on the right-hand side, make sure you write this down. This is a powerful one that I came up with, and it's been very powerful. So I would tell myself, how is not my job. The what is. The how is universe's job. What is it that I want? You see? So I flip it over. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Now, the last example, make sure you can see it. Yeah. So it maybe you want to attract a relationship, but you think that you're not worthy, right? So consciously, yes, you want to be in a relationship, but subconsciously, you feel unworthy of having a relationship. Okay. So what you want to do is write down, this is how you feel. And then on the right-hand side, you can write down something like this. I am worthy of love because I love myself, right? And the right relationship is already on its way to me. How does that sound? Doesn't that sound just so much better as not worthy? So here's the final tip. In the beginning, this process might feel challenging because you're new at this. Let's be honest. We have about 60 thoughts to 80,000 thoughts a day. So many of them are unconscious. But with practice, you will start catching these thoughts, I promise you, faster and faster. And remember, those limiting inner conversations will still come up because the job of the mind is to protect you. But here's the key. Do not dwell upon them. Just notice them and then do this exercise. Flip it over. And then as you continue and consistently to align your mental conversations, you're reprogramming your mind to match your desired realities. And that's when manifestations begins to come faster. Just to recap, the secret to fast manifestation is in maintaining the aligned mental conversations in your mind throughout your day after you have visualized, you have applied those manifestations techniques. And you want to start becoming aware of those inner conversations. And one way to do that is to start paying attention to how you feel. You see, if you don't feel good, it's because you have been emotionalized with the wrong idea. So go back to the first step, which is the question you want to ask yourself. Does this thought help me towards my goal? Yes or no? If the answer is no, you know what to do. You want to flip the script. And then you want to create a positive affirmation and start aligning your mental conversations with your desired outcome whenever the limiting beliefs comes up. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and share with someone who might benefit from today's teachings. And be sure to check out my Manifesting with Neville playlist for more techniques on how to manifest faster. I will see you there next.